quite nice, and it's called the Benemerente.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm quite pleased with what the bishop did, because what it means is well deserved. And
what's
normally,
it in Latin?
What's
Bene,
the
Bene is
Benemerente.
Bene.
To me, it looks more Italian than
Does actually, yeah.
Latin.
Yeah. Benemerente. Yeah. I think maybe it is, but I don't know.
It's a movie, that's why I'm doing it like this.
Anyway, I got it at the local general store. That's what I think is so funny, because the bishop wanted to come and present it the next time he was in North America. And that would have meant a ceremony, which I don't want and didn't want.
Right.
And normally it's given, of course, to Catholics, and it would be given in a cathedral or some big event. And so his timetable and mine just didn't correspond, or didn't jive. Am I being recorded?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, you are.
That always makes me nervous with
Yeah,
this technology.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Although he doesn't look like a spy, he's just too in your face, isn't he?
He's pretty useless,
You know,
I think. Yeah.
But I would expect that he has a little thing in his pen that he can do it.
The camera's
surreptitiously.
being recorded.
Yeah, right.
But you get used to it, you see, as you carry on.
So anyway, I said it would be easier if he just mailed it. So of course, in Canada, I got a card in my mailbox saying there was a parcel at the local general store. So I went and picked it up, and of course now I love it when people say, "Where did you get it?"
Yes.
And I say, "Nole's Variety in LaFontaine." All about that. Anyway, we
That was
got
Andrew Cisse, wasn't it?
Andrew Cisse. And he ended up getting a job in his alma mater, which happened to be a Catholic high school. So that's why a public elementary school in Ontario ended up helping a Catholic high school in Africa. So it's become a very ecumenical thing, and it's all because of Andrew.
Yeah.
And but I made it very clear when I got this that it was not. I mean, I think it was very nice what Bishop Aguzzi did.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I really did.
Generous of him, yeah.
And but we've been supporting Muslims, we've been supporting Protestants, we've been supporting all sorts of people. It's not. Are you still doing this?
Yeah, still videos. You're telling the story, you see.
Thank you, which is rather nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the Chief Alemany bit, because that is a singular honour.
This, the town that we were helping was called Port Loko. And Cleaver knows all these places because he lived there. I was only there for a few weeks, and I never even visited Port Loko. So our project started with sending used pencils and things like that about 15 years ago. And since then, we've been able to build a new high school. So they invited me to come for the opening of the new high school. So when I got to Sierra Leone, we stayed with the bishop in his home, and nobody would tell me what was happening in Port Loko. We had the complete itinerary for McKinney, for Freetown, but Port Loko was sort of a secret. They just smiled and they said, "You'll be very happy, but we're not telling you." So when we got to Port Loko, the people, I mean, this is amazing, the history. It goes back to the days when Cleaver and his wife were there. I mean, in the days of empire, really. I mean, we were met at the outskirts of the town by the local dignitaries and by the principal of the school and so on, and then they took us into the town, and the first stop was to visit the paramount chief in his home to pay respects, and that goes back to historic times, doesn't it?
It does,
you know,
indeed.
the stranger arrives in town and you
when I went
pay
to
your
the
respects.
foster parents thing, I got a 2-gun salute.
Really?
Oh, I thought they were going to shoot me. I said, "What is going on?" He said, "This is a singular honour. 2 guns, that's expensive."
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I don't, there weren't any guns firing when I was there.
And it was a rough time and I was a bit nervous.
Yes.
I
Yes,
thought,
you would be.
I thought it was another roadblock. I thought, oh, not another. What are they going to do this time?
So anyway, after we visited the paramount chief, they asked if we minded walking, and I said no, because I'd been in a car all morning. And so we started walking, and then I could hear all the sound coming from the distance of drums and horns and dust and people and flags, and the whole town basically had made a big parade, and they were all expecting us, and they didn't carry me in a hammock, thank goodness. But I would never have told anyone if that had happened. But anyway, they had a sheet over our heads and people carrying this thing to keep the sun off us.
Yeah.
Students wiping sweat from here and fanning us, and people reaching out to shake hands. And I said to my friend Ann, I said, you know, it's not what I like or you like, but we can't run away.
No.
So we better do our best Queen and Prince Philip invitation.
That's right, yes.
So we just smiled and shook hands with people. And to make a long story short, we ended up at the school, and then they had a coronation ceremony, and that's when I was made a divisional chief, and they put all these robes and they had drums and
it was hot and sweaty.
yeah. And we ended up then going to see the new school as well as the old school. Oh, and they announced, yes, not only did I have a new name, the one that Cleaver just used, they named the street after me. Now, I haven't seen a street sign yet, but, and I'm not sure if it's Pa Alamami Boulevard or Paul Delaney Street or what, but anyway, not many of us in a lifetime get a street named after us.
That's true.
The airport is almost always chaotic. This time it was a little less so. Things seemed a lot better than I ever remembered. But anyway,
Oh, it's improved a lot.
I was having to be jammed into a very crowded part of the plane, and my friend Ann, and this was very out of character for her. Have you met Ann Dance?
No, but you've sent pictures.
Well, she said to the people who were assigning seats, you know that this man is a chief. And she said, Pa Alamami, you have your stick, and they'd given me a carved cane.
Yes.
And, was that true? And I saw the Sierra Leoneans, they took a lot of interest, and yes, I got a new seat, an aisle seat, and quite a comfortable one. Anyway, that's my